You guys ever watch the one Epstein is Life podcast with Peter Rosenberg and
Yes.
Life of Sounds? So recently on that, the two talked about Vlad and Akademiks putting out a clip that's talking bad about Rosenberg. And then Rosenberg explained his first time meeting DJ Vlad when Vlad asked him for his YouTube password. It's just a really kind of funny thing. I just kind of want to show you.
Remember Late Night with Peter Rosenberg and stuff like that? They've all flopped as well. You've had more opportunities than I have, actually, to think about it. I've never been on a major radio station. I've never been given a show.
Look, man, Peter Rosenberg's show, his late night, is great because he highlights people that typically don't get highlighted. So I'm just gonna keep that and keep it moving.
True.
Yeah,
Even though I made the millions of dollars, you've had all these opportunities, but you had to keep that Hot 97 job because you were too scared to go and really believe in yourself. That's what happened.
The crazy thing about him.
Am I right?
Yeah, no. The crazy thing about him.
This is why you still are where you are.
This is the worst.
You know why this didn't bother me? And I didn't hear it. Hearing it will get me mad. One, I would never, ever know about it unless, like, people tweeted it to me. Like, it's not in my orbit. So if it was an episode of The Daily or This American Life, and it was about this, I'd be really upset because, like, that's my orbit. I'm not in this orbit. But, yeah, the numbers don't lie. You guys are super big on YouTube, 1,000%. I will never get to 6 million or 7 million, 8 million, whatever they have. I will never be that. But you know what, Saif? People really do operate in a world where they think the only standard of success is like how many views you get on YouTube and how hot you are to dudes in their underwear scrolling the internet. Like, right now. Can we be real for a second? The reason Vlad brought this up, obviously, is because he's responding to me. I have said nasty shit about him for years. The first time I met the walking emblem of culture vulture, the man asked me, he was like, yo, man, we should do some work together. You just got to give me your like YouTube login and password. And, we should do some stuff. And I was like, yo, bro, get the fuck out of my face. From that moment on, I knew, the stereotypes they have of our people, this is it. Damn. When they say, hey, how can let's do some work together. I don't know why he's a Dracula or something.
It's like a long
it's one of my impressions
here.
But the first
vampire
time I met him, he was like, oh, if you give me your login and password. Because I was like, no.
What are you saying? Why would he want your login and password?
Because at the time, I was hot on YouTube. This is way back before we were frigid, way back early days, anything. Yeah. And he was already, rubbing his fingers together and getting all excited to figure out how to make money in this space. Good for him. He did a great job of it. But yeah, listen, maybe he meant nothing by it. But when someone says, yo, we should work together, I don't even know them, and they go, let me just get your login info. Nah. And then I've watched how this whole thing's played out. I think I made the right call.
Any thoughts on that?
I'm glad I after my comments earlier in the show, I'm glad I didn't do that impression.
It's nothing worse than hearing a narcissist talk over his guests. That's what I hear whenever I see a Vlad clip.
It's so irritating.
Why do you have clips that are 8 minutes long and you talking about yourself to yourself for 4 minutes of those about your success, fam? Like, that's so annoying to me. And then Akademiks is there with them. I can barely stomach that video. Two of the corniest motherfuckers in the universe.
Yeah, I don't really
talking about Peter Rosenberg and what he doesn't have on YouTube. Like,
and Peter Rosenberg was like, I'm on ESPN and WWE, and I have my own stuff. Like, I'm fine. Like,
perfectly fine, I would assume.
I was like, I think I'm doing pretty all right for myself.
Come on, man.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that.
Fat
the noise that we already heard from Frick 1 and Frick 2. I don't mind Rosenberg.
I don't either.
But
me neither.
The Vlad
he's a little corny.
He's a little corny.
He just,
I don't mind him.
I appreciate his corniness.
Yeah,
but there were some things he did around when our good brother 𝗑𝗘𝗧𝗦 passed away, Combat Jack, that I did not like. But
I'll give you that.
But overall,
like Rose said,
cool.
he always puts
his show
underground and the underground people on. I gotta give him that because he always does it. And it's outside of this. He's been doing that.
And if he's wrong, he usually cops to it.
Agreed.
And I took his side when he said the thing about Nicki Minaj and Starships, and You know, when that was a whole thing, you know, and Young Money pulled out a Summer Jam or whatever. I took Rosenberg's side. I was like, hey man, Starships ain't it.
I agree with Rosenberg far more than I don't. So I'll just keep it at that. But
nah, man, I think, dude, I ain't counting his pockets, but if I was to take a guess based off what he's involved in, he's probably doing okay.
And who cares? Like, I just like what he does. Like, I mean, it's just weird. Like, I just thought it was fascinating that, like, the title of the video was like, Rosenberg is a PAB is the name of the video on Vlad TV. Is a
pussy ass.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, exactly. That's where we're going.
That's why I didn't want to do it. But yeah, that was the name of it, and he didn't even watch it. But it's just like the fact that Akademiks and Vlad are together in this little studio, like talking. It's just like, all right.
And the fact that
the two culture vultures are like
let's form together and just talk about everything.
That's some at the end of the day, that's some catty ass shit.
True.
The way Rosenberg approached it and handled it, I think, was proper. Because, like you were saying, you're not counting his pockets.
Right.
Essentially, what Akademiks and Vlad are doing are counting his pockets. You're basing everything off of views and content. You know what I'm saying? And he was literally one of the first to do it.
I mean, that him and Cypher Sounds, they were doing this stuff. I mean, it was 𝗗𝗘𝗥𝗧𝗦 and them.
Because it was. I remember listening through SoundCloud. And be clear, man. Rosenberg is on Hot 97 in New York City, which is the #1 media market out there. He's doing all right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And if he wasn't doing okay, and the numbers could back it up, he'd be gone.
And the fact that, you know, so shouts to both these fellas.
Yeah,
shouts to Cypher Sounds too. You know, for doing his thing.
You know, and the thing is, look, man. And for whatever you feel about Cypher Sounds, Rosenberg, anybody involved, like Pimp C said it best. There is a bread trucks outside, and we over here arguing about crumbs.
Fair enough.
95% of these dudes is cowards.
Well, that's
cowards.